Good morning and welcome to the instructional handover video for the Elddis Supreme 195. I'm going to walk you around the outside of the vehicle first and then we'll move on inside. So starting from the driver's side, we've got the folding mirrors. So these will electrically operate both bottom, top and mirrors from a switch inside. Behind the driver's door lower down, we've got the drain valve for the wastewater, and it's clearly marked on the top of it when it's closed. And if you then turn it the opposite way, it will open up and drain any of your water out of there. Yeah, it tells you that it's open. Obviously you'll see a flow of water when it's open, and when it's closed obviously you'll have nothing coming out. You generally drive over a waste disposal point or a grey water point to empty that when you're on site. Behind that we've got the toilet cassette, and generally you do this with two hands, but just release the door. In here now you've got to have the blade valve in the correct position, but we lift the handle up and slide the unit out. Now you'll have to remove the cap to empty it. Generally turn that around, just like so. Lift it up, empty it out, and while you're emptying it you'll press that button there, which is your vacuum button, which allows you to have a steady stream of air, so the flow of whatever's in there will come out a lot easier. The handle extends and you have got wheels on it. Now once you've cleaned it and you've put your fluid back in, or your sachets, you'll clip it over and make sure it's just seating above that little clip there. And then with the door you'll use the key. Most of the outdoor keys are suited to the same one to lock it in place. Now behind here we've got the water fill. So this is the fresh water fill, and this will just unlock and remove when we want to fill up the fresh water. Yeah, just use a normal food grade hose pipe to do that. One thing you must do though before you do that, you just make sure that the valve for the fresh water is closed. So again, using the same idea, it's got closed just there and open when you're opening it up. Obviously when you're driving off you probably don't want to be carrying any water, so you want to dump that water out of there. So fresh water being blue, grey water being grey, and they're both on the driver's side. We also have down here your vent for your heating, to make sure there's nothing blocking that. That's your exhaust for the heating system, and we've got an external shower point just there fitted to the vehicle for you. Into this locker area, which again uses the key to unlock it, we'll find access to the under storage area, and in here in the back corner we'll see that there is also your water boiler. Now there's a drain valve here, and that's the little yellow toggle valve there. Now just on the top of it, it does tell us which position that we need to have it in for either draining or filling up the boiler. So just make sure you've got that in the right place, just on there. Revert back to this video if you're unsure. If you haven't, water will come out of the vehicle underneath as soon as you turn the hot water tap on and you turn the pump on. So make sure that that is in the right position. If it's not, just put it into the right position, and then that will stop any problems with water leaking from the vehicle. So the three things we've got to remember with the water: we shut the grey water, the fresh water, and the valve for the boiler. So that's the three important things really. You can see there that we've got an aerial, and I'll show you where the controls are for that. And on the back of the van we've got a 2-bike rack system from Hymer. This is capable of taking e-bikes as well, and we've got a high up brake light and reversing camera just there. Around the side we've got accessibility to the gas area, so you'll see LPG. This will take 2 6-kilogram bottles. There's a regulator already mounted to the side, and you will have a pigtail as well. It has, like I say, advisable to fit 2 6-kilograms is what Elddis say. Forward of that we've got the electrical point. You see we're plugged into mains at the minute, and it just sits in that little cutout. Again, using your key to unlock it, turn it round, you'll see it just fits in there nice and neat. Remove that before you move on anywhere. And next to that is the leisure battery. That's where that is located. Yeah. Forward of that we've got the habitation door with the door retainer, just pushes in there. We've got a Dometic awning This is very similar to the Thule awnings that we've shot a video for, so I'll send you one to show you how to use that. We've also got a fly screen on here as well, so for them sunny days, that if we remember what they're like, so that will stop any insects coming into the van. And then forward of that, we've got the diesel point and the AdBlue point. The diesel key will work with your Peugeot key, the AdBlue just twists and turns. Opening the passenger side, we've got the toolkit, which is located underneath the passenger seat. Underneath the carpet is where you'll find the engine battery, which is just located down there, for those that want to know. And we've got the bonnet release catch, which is just on the side, just there. To get under the bonnet, it's just above the Peugeot side, and under the Peugeot emblem, you'll see there's a little yellow lever. So just here, lift that up and that releases it. We've got a negative point, and then underneath the little cap here, which you just use your key, your screwdriver, anything with a flat edge, flick it back, and that will release then the point for you to put a positive terminal onto it. Oil, dipstick and screen wash to the left hand side. Closing it, just gently release it. If it doesn't go down, just push in the middle or release the handle, just give it a little bit of a firmer close. So that's the outside done. Let's move on to the inside of the vehicle for you. So all the blinds and the fly screens work the same way, so you just pull them down. So fly screen first and blind. So that'll work on all of them. Same with the roof light above. You've got a blind, and then if you clip it in, you've got a fly screen. And when you're closing them, be careful, you don't want to do what I've just done. You've got to hold that back. It does close with a bit of force. It just took the covers off there, so we just fit them back in. To open this roof light, we've got little handles that need releasing on each side, and then pull the handle towards you, push the unit up. Yep, so nice and neat just there. To lock it back in place, close it, lock, and then lock, and make sure this is done before your onward journeys. Side ones work in the same way, just closing it down. And to open up the windows, these ones are pretty simple. Just lift up the handles, open it out, and then on both sides they'll have a little twisting lock. So you'll see just there, twist it in place, and that will lock it in the position that you want. Release it, and then release it, and it will then close and allow you to then close the unit back in place. The front one is a winding one, so you just pull the handle down and just wind it back up. Yeah, again, it is marked on there which direction. The only thing I'd say be careful of is just don't pull it too tight when you're locking it, because you can damage this thread, so just be gentle with it. And again, we have a blind on here. We pull it all the way up, we'll have a fly screen as well. Yeah. Cab wise, we've got the Remis cab blinds, which simply go around and magnetise, and then in the middle they'll pinch together. So just pinch them and they'll come along, and then it will close off that cab area just by sort of magnetising in the middle around it, and then shut off on both driver and passenger side. Yeah. Right, so the main control panels can all be found to the right hand side as we're looking out of the door. Yeah, and they're just above here. The main thing that we want to make sure is we turn the master power on. Now 0 or the O button is off, and the what looks like a 1 or a line is on. So the master must be on. If we want the awning light on, so we'll press the awning light button just here. If we want the lights on inside the vehicle, it will turn any lights on that have been left on before. Yeah. So you'll see that there's a few lights come on. There are several light switches around the vehicle, just denoted sort of on these little downlighters here. Here. So have a look around where the different ones are, because there will be different light switches for different areas. Again, we've got some little ones under here as well, and ones under here. So that's how you'll put the lights on, by pressing the button down. Turning them off, we'll turn the light off completely by pressing it to 0. The water pump. So once we've filled up the fresh water, we can see what's in it here. Now at the minute there's nothing in it, but you'll see as I press the button, the water level's gone down. It's empty at the minute. Yeah, once you filled it up, you press that, it will give you a gauge to tell you what's in the fresh water. What we want to do is put the pump on. Now it will tell you by illuminating an LED to tell you that the pump's on. Once you put the pump on, your tap will normally be closed. You'll turn your tap to its hot. So in this case to the left, lift it up, and that will run the pump. Yep, you'll get a steady stream of water coming through if you've no air in it. If it's completely empty, you need to run the system till you see that steady stream of water. And it's advisable to do it both here in the kitchen area and also in the bathroom area as well, because then you get all the air out of the system all in one go. Yeah, so that's the best way. Once you've done it, turn the tap down. That's completely fine. Your boiler's full up with water and you'll be ready to then select what you want to do with it. Yeah, we've also got a tank heater option, which is just here, so when you get cold you can turn the tank heater option on. Yeah, so just recapping, the master switch is basically your power to the whole of the vehicle. Yeah, without that nothing will work. Your awning switch to the left is for your awning light outside. The light switch are the internal lights. The tank heater is for the freshwater tank when it starts getting cold, and the water pump is for the the pump is for the water, and the water is for a gauge to tell you what is in the freshwater level. Okay, so below that we've got the whale system, and this is for your heating and your hot water. So if we want to, at the minute we can both see that it's off. So if you want to do hot water, then we'll press it to either 3 kilowatt electric, gas and electric. Off, 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt, 3 kilowatt, gas only, or a mixture of gas and electric. So you decide what you want. At the minute I've no gas in there, so I can't run the gas, so I could run it on electric. If I want to turn the system down, then you turn it down or you turn it up. Yeah. If I want to then turn it off, you just go to the off button. So pretty simple on that side of it. The water pump works in the same way. So electric and gas on 1 kilowatt, electric and gas on 2 kilowatt, or off. Now don't run the water without the boiler having water in there, as you can damage it. But it is really as straightforward as that, guys. Okay. Now, the boiler, like I say, you can get to from inside as well as outside. And that is that little switch that I'm just recapping with you there. Underneath, you've got the lift up seats that you can store. We've also got the push buttons, which allow you then to gain access when the cushions are back on for you, just there. In the kitchen area, we've got a couple of main sockets just located here, and we've also got a couple of USB points. The vehicle is also supplied with a drainer, so you can put that in place to drain off, and it will fit nice and neatly in there when you're not using it for travelling on. Lower down than that, we've got the fridge, which is underneath. So this is a manually selecting fridge, so we need to decide what we want. At the minute, in the up position, it's off. Turn it to that position, which is the electric, and the unit will light up. Yeah. The battery option will only work when the engine's running, so it won't work if you're not plugged into mains. Yeah. And there's no gas on unless the engine is running. The gas side, so the way that you need to operate this is turn it to the gas section. On the left, you'll see there's a little dial. At the minute, that yellow line is in the white. What you'll need to do is press in both that button with your thumb or your finger and then the igniter. What you'll need to do is you'll need to press that on. This is for gas. Again, bear in mind we've not got gas on at the minute, until that line moves to the green. And once it's in the green, it is lit on gas, and it will stay there until you use your gas up, yeah, or you turn it off. But in most cases, you'll use the electric, and you'll clearly see there's a light just on there. You've got the freezer compartment at the top, fridge compartment at the bottom, and then you've got this little bar here that pushes in and slides back, pushes in. That's if you're winterizing it, so you leave the door the door ajar so that it doesn't build up with any mold inside. So that's what that's for. And then again, when you turn it off, you'll see that the lights all turn off with the unit. Next to that, we've got little push buttons. So these are going to be on your little checklist of things to do before you move on. Yeah, so we've got little storage areas here for all your little belongings. So nice and neat. So before you're driving off, you're making sure that all these are clipped in place and secured. We've got another one underneath the bottom here, and in here we've got your isolation valves. So as you see it at the minute, they're in the usable position. You don't need to do anything with them, but you'll need to just revert them back to that option just there. And then again, we're using that as a press stud. Now the oven and the grill, you'll see is marked on the left hand side for the grill because it's got the white bit at the top and then the big oven bit at the bottom. So you turn it on, press the igniter. That will light the grill or the oven. Please ensure that you use the grill with the door open. The oven, open it up, light it on, and then close that and adjust it with the dial on here. Both of them have adjusters, and the off button will marry up the two circles at the 12 o'clock position. Now you also get a couple of fridge vents which are supplied with the vehicle. That's if it gets cold outside. And on the actual hob itself, we've got an induction electric hob just here, and then our 3 gas burners. Each one of these will work towards the fitting that you want. Just make sure that you turn it off, again the circle being the 12 o'clock position, and please don't shut it over a naked flame. If you've used the electric, let it cool down before you then close that lid. Above we've got the microwave. This will only work off mains electric. Yeah, so if you're not hooked up to mains, again that facility won't work. Inside this cupboard here we've got some little storage pockets, and again make sure that your microwave is plugged in. Just goes into the plug above, just up there, and that will then activate our microwave. Yeah. Back of that we've got the roof lights. Now these operate by pulling down and sliding back, and then pulling back and locking in place. And again we've got a blind and a fly screen on here. They work above in the same way. In the rear we've got a couple of light switches high up, a TV bracket, and your plug-in points. I did mention about your aerial, and that's located just in here. We'll just need to turn the unit on. Yeah, and you can turn the strength up by turning that bar around just there. The on-off switch is just underneath. Yeah, and you'll see, I'll zoom in there, there's a little LED to tell you that that's on. Customers fitted some additional little storage units, so you might want to keep them, and you've got a hanging rail there. Your table is just a put-up table which can go into the front or the rear and secures there with the turnbuckles when you're moving along. Into the bathroom area, right at the beginning of the video I mentioned about the blade valve in the toilet. The valve is this little blade valve inside here. Yeah, so there's a little lever here, pull it towards the front of the vehicle and it will open it up down into your toilet cassette. Close it and it will then close the cassette. You can only pull the cassette out when it is closed. There's a toilet roll holder. The button to flush it is just here. So you press that again with the pump on, and then there's an indicator to tell you that it is full just there. In here we've got little push buttons again to show you your accessibility to your storage area. We've got your tap which is turned on and off just by the buttons there. Same for your shower, it's just there, and your shower head is located just here. Above it we do have an opening vent, so you pull that down and open it up. Yeah, and on here it has a roller shutter blind, so you can screen that area off so you're not waking everybody up in the morning. That's that. Towards the back of the vehicle, each one of these cupboards open by just pressing it down. So press each one of those down, will give you access into each of those cupboards. When you close it, you'll hear a click. So just make sure that they're clicked, then your load is safe for your onward journeys. And that's the same moving all the way around. around the back. In the kitchen area, I forgot to mention, you've got an extender piece. To get this down, you've got to just pull that down and that will then go flat. Under this side seat, we've got some storage and your main RCD box. So in here you will find your fuses all kindly and neatly labelled. Your main items, again, all labelled. And then your test button here. So if you're worried about whether you've got power to the van, you just need to press that little button in. If you're hooked up to mains, that big breaker on this side will flick down. If it doesn't flick down, then you've got no power in the vehicle. So go and check your mains cable lead, the power source that you plugged into. Yeah, and again, before you move onwards, just make sure that they're pressed in place. We've also got one in the middle area as well that just wants pushing back in place. And then we've got the centre area here that just locks in on a magnet. To make the bed up, you simply just pull the slats down if you want to make a large bed here. Yeah. And then simply put the back cushions into the middle to formulate the bed, which I'll just freeze the video and show you in one moment. And there's your bed turned over. Most people will turn them down just because the front sections are lumbar support. Will go to the outside, so it's either your feet or your head. And then if they're using it as a permanent bed, they might put a mattress topper on there, but it's a pretty simple makeup. And then pushing it back, easiest way, just be gentle, slide it back in nice and neat, and it will all go in just there. You can then set your pillows back up however you like them. You can obviously sleep individually, singles as well, if you wish to do that. So that's another option. Into the front of the van. So this makeup bed works in a similar sort of way. You lift it up and out to formulate the base of the bed, and then do the same with the cushions as well, just like so. So you have a bed across. Yeah. So I've left the seats off for the minute just to show you the other option. When you're pushing it back together, you lift it up, or these seats will lift up underneath. Now this particular one has got the seats. Now usually they should be fitted under both sides. Yeah, we've removed them from, we've not replaced them because the previous customer didn't have them in and the new owner doesn't want them, but we have all the fixing kit to do it, and you'll have one either side. So at the minute, without them out, you'll have storage under both sides. You can gain access by lifting up the rams, or on the front of the seats, the drawer will open to give you access when it is down to that storage area, just like so. Yeah, just tap them in place for your onward journey and then remove that down. It is always advisable to remove those cushions before lifting them up. And there we have our lounge made back up. Again, we have points in here if you do want to charge anything, 12 volt mains, an aerial point. Above it here we've got storage, again utilising the same sort of clicking areas. And then on this side here we've got some more storage. The vehicle come with working instructions in the pack just there. And then finally we've got the cab area. So to spin these seats around, because they'll both spin, you need to pull that handle back. Once you've pulled it back, you'll then need to use the slide bar here to just navigate the seat around past the steering wheel and past the handbrake on that side, and the same on here. Just release it, then use the slide bar. We do have some curtains that can go around as well. Just slide around there just to screen off that area should you wish to do that. Yeah. But that's how your seats would look forward and backwards. We've got height adjusters which are just on here, and then the angle of the actual seat just there. The cab itself has got steering wheel controls just there. We've got manual cab air conditioning. We've got a radio that's got Bluetooth and media options which can be plugged in using the ports just there. Drink holders, lock button and an unlock button. We've got speed limiter and cruise control. we've got your indicators and your lights. On this side we've got your windscreen wipers, and on the end of it we've got the trip counter. The mode setting will take you into the options to change the times and things like that. We've got the passenger airbag, and we've got a heated and cooled area just in there as well, depending on what you've got the aircon set. We've also got a reversing camera, which is mounted onto the mirror mounted screen. So once we've gone through most of the items on there, if we're wanting to leave the vehicle, then we want to turn off the master button. That will isolate everything on the vehicle and allow us to move away to wherever we're going next. So that concludes our instructional video for this Elddis Supreme 195. I hope you find the video useful. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We look forward to hearing your comments. But most importantly, we hope you enjoy your new motorhome. Thanks for watching. Bye now.